to another Doctor Who Classic Series action figure review. In today's review I am looking at the latest Forbidden Planet Underground Toys exclusive Classic Series release, which is the Emperor Davros figure and the destroyed Imperial Dalek figure from the latest Remembrance of the Daleks set, which is the third Remembrance of the Daleks set. We had the initial 2-pack of Sylvester McCoy and the White and Gold Imperial Dalek. Then we had the box set with another Imperial Dalek, the Special Weapons Dalek, the Renegade Dalek and the Supreme Dalek, and now we have a destroyed Dalek and the one that everyone was waiting for, Davros as the Emperor. I'm going to start by looking at Davros because he is like the figure that everyone really wanted, and I really like it. It is cool. It is a figure that I wanted for a long time, and it's an interesting one. The skirt is the same as a normal Dalek skirt, bearing in mind, of course, that the Imperial Daleks, the late 80s Daleks, the skirts did change. They shouldn't be like this. If you remember rightly, I'd said before that they are steeper. They don't slope down like this. They're higher up. They're taller. But they never did it on the figures because that would have meant retooling, and so they didn't bother to do it. They just wanted to reuse the 60s sculpt because it would be a lot cheaper. So again, they've done the same with Davros. Now, I don't know if Davros's chair is the same as that, as the 80s Imperial Dalek chair, the steepness of it. I don't know, I'm not an expert on Daleks, and I'm not an expert on Davros's chair. So if anyone knows whether or not it's meant to be the same as an Imperial Dalek, then please let me know if it's meant to be steep, not the 60s sort of steepness. So it uses, like I said, the base is similar to a normal Dalek skirt. However, obviously, it's longer because we've got these two little circles here, and we have all this section here, which all appears to be one piece. So if you just look, there's no split, so it is a whole new mould. It may have been taken from the Dalek skirt and then retooled from that, or it's more likely probably been a completely brand new sculpt, just sort of based off of the Dalek. And then we look at the dome of Davros. So that's really nice. See all the way around. Mine does have a few little paint problems. Namely, there's like a big bit hanging off there. There are a few marks around here. I mean, you're going to expect some marks on these type of figures because they're white. To have a white figure that comes to you completely unmarked is going to be a bit of a miracle. I've only just noticed, actually. I do have a bit of a paint problem there on the sphere. Thankfully, it's on the back, and obviously you don't really ever see the back of Davros's chair in this story, so I'm not so worried about that. So let's look at the detailing of the dome. As you see, he's got the two dome lights at the top, enlarged versions of the ones used on the Imperial Daleks. You have his eye. It is just transparent. It is just completely transparent. You can actually, if you hold it up into the light, you can actually see Davros in there. But luckily, I mean, I've seen on some pictures where it looks really obvious that Davros was inside it, and I was like, well, that's crap, because the whole idea is that you're not meant to know that Davros is inside this thing. So if you're going to just see him through this little window, like, hello, I'm Davros, is a bit crap. Luckily, it may have just been the way the photos were taken, because I got mine out, and I can't see him through the glass at all. He seems to be so far back that unless you really look and hold it up to the light and shine a light into it, you're not going to see him. So if we just slide this back, oh, there he is. Hello, it's Davros. So here he is, the man himself. I've got different lighting as well today, just because I thought it might be easier to see him. So I don't know if this is any good or not. And it might pick up the details better. So here is Davros's face. It's exactly the same head sculpt as the previous Davros's. This is different. The microphone, the actual microphone itself is different. Which is, I was surprised. I didn't think they'd change it. I think they just keep it. I thought they would just keep it the same, but no. They did actually go the extra mile and resculpt it. So that was quite impressive, I thought. I think actually the wires may be slightly thinner. I'm not quite sure, but they do look thinner, only slightly, not massively. It's really irritating me that Davros's microphone further down, but never mind. So the Davros is basically the same as what we've seen before. The only notable difference is the paint. The paint application looks a bit different. I can't really put my finger on it, but the wash of his face is similar to Commander Store. Remember it had that really weird wash, and I wasn't sure if I really liked it or not. It has that. So if we just take a look at his torso, now obviously everyone says that Davros is meant to be bodiless, he's meant to be a head. I never thought that he was a head, I always thought it was just Davros was sat in his chair, in his normal outfit, with a load of wires hanging over him. And I think you can see that more from here, because you can actually see, if I can just reposition it, there we are, you can actually see the collar of his tunic. So yeah, I've never thought he was meant to be just a head. I've never understood where that came from, that idea. It really, to me, always just looked like Davros was just swapped his chairs around. He was just more covered than he was before, almost that he was just trying to protect the last vestiges of his human form. I know the Doctor makes a comment about it, but I don't think we should necessarily take that as, oh god, he's just meant to be a head. Maybe he's just trying to hide the fact that he is humanoid. He's trying to seem more Dalek. Who knows? I'm not overly impressed with the paint applications on these wires. They're a bit shoddy. I mean, look at this. The rim of the edges is just like it doesn't cover the full sculpt very well, which I don't mind, but I think in close, when you sort of really look at it, it looks a bit funny. So my Davros has got a bit of a wonky head, which is a shame. I'm trying to work out a way to get him to have a straight head, but he does seem to be tilting slightly. But never mind. So yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's great. I mean, at the moment, I'm displaying it like that because I think it looks cool like that, and it's more of a mystery. I might display him open, in and out, but at the moment, he's hiding away in his casing. And finally, just going to quickly look at the destroyed Dalek. There's not a lot to say about this. It basically is just your normal Imperial Dalek, minus a head. This piece here, the actual piece where the mutant is separate. It's like a plug. It's plugged into where the sort of the neck bin would normally be. So all the normal business. If you want to know more about the Imperial Dalek figure, like articulation and things, look at the other reviews that I've done. I mean, we all know what articulations Daleks have. His gun is really rubbery. I mean, look at that. It's so bendy. And when I first got it, I don't know if it was because it was cold or what, but it didn't want to move. I thought the things were stuck. Luckily, it does move, so that's good. So this here, the slats, are gold, as you can see. They've got a really dirty black wash and then a thicker wash as well, just to give it that charred, burnt look. And then this is carried on into the top here, and then you have the green goo and gloop just spilling over at the top there. And so if we just look inside, this is really, really nice. You can see the Kaleb mutant. You can see here we have some really nice tentacles sculpted, like climbing out. You've got different pipes and wires. You can see that this is all like a brain. You can, of course, see the eye of the Dalek. And then you have this metal mechanical claw. Now, what it seems to me is, because obviously you never actually see the mutant inside. You just see the claw, and it seems to me that they have taken the new series Dalek mutant, with the eye, the enlarged brain, the tentacles, and they've taken that idea and they have added like the claw and things, because obviously, as they mention in the story, although it's sort of slightly mechanical, this mutant, it is obviously, there is still an organic content. It has been fused. It's sort of almost like cybernetic Kal-El mutants, which is why the normal Daleks don't like them. The claw moves up and down, it's ball jointed, and it twists around, and it folds back and forth. And if I just stand him up like that, and if we get Sylvester McCoy to come along, you can actually strangle him with the claw. So you can reenact the scene from Remembrance of the Daleks. You can strangle the Doctor with the claw. And that is it. That's all there is to say on these figures. I'm kind of unsure about this, because I really like that, but it's a bit, I don't know, it just seems a bit weird. Because it's not a full Dalek, I don't know, I feel like this is more of a, it doesn't feel like, it's not really a figure, it's more of a bit of scenery in some ways. It's sort of set dressing. You can't actually necessarily go, oh, hello, I can still function as a Dalek, because it doesn't really look like it. Maybe if this had come out before I'd filmed Salvage Mission, I'd have enjoyed it more, because I could have actually have used it in the animation. I could have had the Daleks blowing up and then have that underneath, which would have been fantastic. Alas, it didn't come out soon enough. Hell, I may have even been able to show Davros move into his Emperor's chair. So there we go. I like it. I think it's really nice. If you want to get the full set of Davroses, and you've got all the other ones, definitely get this set. And if you're a fan of this story, definitely get this set. I really would just get it because of the Davros. But this is a nice little add-on as well, especially if you want to display your Sylvester McCoy being strangled. But really, I mean, I'd rather they start releasing some more 7th Doctor monsters and figures, because, to be honest, I like Remembrance of the Daleks. It's a fantastic story, but I think we've probably got enough figures from it to last us a few years now. I think they can start looking into other things. So, thank you for watching this review, guys. My next review will be Perry and the Rogue Cyberman from Attack of the Cybermen. Obviously, this came out sooner than expected. And then after that, I shall be reviewing the Seeds of Doom set, which is, of course, the 11 Doctors set, 4th Doctor, which we already got, and the long-awaited Krynoid figure. So, thank you for watching, guys, and I shall see you in my next review.